Okay, welcome everybody. My name is Jeff with IDX Broker. I'm in the sales team here. I've been here for a few years now, but today we're going to go over IDX Broker WordPress plugin and integrating IDX pages as well as widgets, building our wrapper, just kind of managing it. So my specific website is just a dummy down website, pretty blank. But we just kind of want to show you guys how to utilize the tools for using the API with WordPress plugin and pulling over all of your widgets, your pages, creating menus, adding your widgets and whatnot. Feel free to ask me questions as we're going through this webinar. If it is pertaining to what I'm working on, I'll answer right then. If not, I will try to cover as much of it at the end of it as I can. Again, this is going to be recorded and will be posted to our YouTube channel. To view again at a later time. To get started, you're going to want to go to wordpress.org to find the plugin. Very simple to get to. Up at the very top in their navigation, just click on plugins. And in their search, we're going to look for IDX Broker. It'll be the top left one here. You can see about 8,000 active installs. It's been updated 2 weeks ago. Current is 4.3.1. Always check back in with your WordPress dashboard and check your plugins to make sure that they're all up to date. You can update them from here, or you can update them from within your own dashboard inside WordPress. Once you get started, actually, let's go take a look at my website here. So this one here is a curb appeal theme. It is using the Agent Evolution site. It does have equity on it. I'm going to try to pull or show you how to pull some information over or your widgets and pages and move them around at more of like it's on a Genesis or a equity framework. I did already put in my placement holders for my property search communities. But to start off, we want to first thing first is getting our wrapper built so that our pages are going to look the same as our standard website. The wrapper is removed right now, so this is what a page would look like without an HTML wrapper. So you can obviously see that it's very large, and I don't have any of my navigation menu available anywhere. So I can't even link back to my own website without having this wrapper on there. So what we're going to do, inside your IDX Broker control panel, this is going to be your main screen when you log into your account. And we want to go to our home button, and we're going to go grab our API key. So our API is going to be very specific to your domain. Your account is going to have your agent ID number associated with this account as well. So it's going to recognize which listings belong to you. If it's an office account, which listings are going to belong to the entire office. So to start off with, we want to highlight, and we're going to copy our current key, and then we're going to go into our WordPress dashboard. Oops, I can probably get rid of that. And here we are. So you'll see it's going to put in a tab over here for IDX Broker. Equity is right below it, but we're going to go into our initial settings for IDX Broker. I've already applied my key, so typically this is going to be very blank, and then you're going to hit refresh plugin options. This is going to sync up your IDX Broker account to your WordPress dashboard. This is also going to allow for your WordPress plugin to communicate with your IDX Broker dashboard as well. So this is going to now link the two accounts together. First thing that we want to do is create a global wrapper. This wrapper is what's going to copy the site stylization of the website that you currently have or one that you're going to be building, depending on what stage you are in building your website. So we're going to name my page Webinar Demo. We're going to create this page. All right. And then over on the left, underneath the IDX Broker tab, you're going to see underneath the initial settings where it says Wrappers. Click on Wrappers. And so I've got two in here, that global one's there from earlier. Webinar Demo, this is what I named this page. We're actually going to click in it, or you can click Edit, whichever one you'd like. So it's going to be pretty blank. There's nothing here. Basically, all we're looking at is we're going to be looking at the front end of this. But we want to go in here and assign where we want these pages or this global wrapper to be displayed at. So over here in the wrapper section, it says apply wrapper to IDX pages. We're going to select this as globally and then hit update. Now, because we linked up our API from the IDX Broker dashboard to the WordPress plugin, keep in mind they're going to communicate back and forth with each other. So this actually went via the API back into the other dashboard and is going to apply that global wrapper that we developed. Another option, if you have Genesis and don't have that necessarily available, you can also take and copy this URL. And then what we'll do is we'll go back into our IDX Broker control panel, into designs and our wrappers. Now you're going to see that that URL actually applied itself already, but if you don't use it that way and you want to copy the URL directly, select it right here. We'll delete that out of there, and then we're going to paste that back in there. So didn't need to do that because it already had done it. Whenever you do make changes, we're going to click on Save Changes. Keep in mind, if you do have a dynamic URL set up, but you go in and you create a static wrapper, the static wrapper is going to override the dynamic URL wrapper. So when you go back over to your main page that we had on here on your website, we're going to go in here and we're going to refresh this page, and it should now display it with the HTML wrapper. So it took my navigation menu and applied it, my whole site stylization, so my images are on the back, my background image, and it's got the footer that it applied to it. I guess I didn't remove all my widgets from there, so we'll keep that in mind when we get to that stage. So now when you go to any IDX page that's displayed on a subdomain, it's going to now display with this HTML wrapper. So it's the site stylization is going to be there. Now, as you can see over on the right-hand side, I am missing a blank spot because this one is set up for content and then a sidebar. So to start off with, let's go add some stuff to our IDX Broker sidebar. So we're going to go into Appearance and our Widgets section. All right, our default sidebar is going to be the IDX pages. That's where you can add additional stuff on there. A lot of times what I like to do is have a lead sign-up widget available. So we will go grab this. You got two different options here. So you can select this and then choose which area you want this to be on, and it'll apply it to it. Our other option, so what we'll do is we'll go ahead and throw in a slideshow widget. And let's see here. I think I have another one. I thought I labeled it. Let's see here. Well, I can't find the one that I had in here. Let's see here. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to just throw anyone up here, and we'll go with this one here, IDX Agents. So you can take and grab this and slide this up inside the widget area. So this is actually going to be the agents that are part of the Office account that I have on here. Just double check to make sure you save the widgets. And then, oh, we're still having some loading issues here. Let's go make sure we got this one up and running. I'm not sure what's going on with that. So when we refresh this page, we should be able to see our widgets that we applied to this. So you can add as many of these down the side as you like. You can add your own content. You can put your own IDX features in here. So this is the IDX agents widget that we have. So this will rotate through all the agents that I have on the account. And then always I have available here is the lead sign up widget, so that they can, so anybody can sign up for an account at any time. If you want to, you can always take and rearrange any of your widgets over there. You just drag and drop. We're going to save some changes. And then you'll notice we got our agent up on top. Once we hit refresh, which is Control F5, clears the cache on a refresh. And it didn't work. I know why. When you make these changes, also clear your wrapper cache. Forgot that one. And then now when we do this, it should swap those two widgets for us. And there they did it. So let's go back to the front page. Now that we got that one kind of set up. So right now there's nothing on here besides for the footer has an account login and an About Me widget. With WordPress, it has a new quick search widget available, which is a we call it an omnibar. So it's kind of like an all-in-one where you can type it in, it'll predictive text your city and some of the other stuff available. You got two options. You can do one with a regular omnibar or omnibar with advanced fields. That particular area that I'm going to be putting out that's going to cover this image partially is going to be the home search. So we can expand this out. And we can go over here and grab our Omni search. So you've got two. You've got IDX Omnibar search widget and extra fields. Extra fields gets a little bit big. We can show you both options just so that you can see them. And we'll drag and drop it right up into our home search. Save our changes. And then when you go back here, Control F5 again. And it should apply our quick search widget inside this one. So this does, like I said, it gets a little bit larger, so you can actually move the container down if you want. You can adjust that. I think that's a lot cleaner if you just have just the city. So we'll go in and choose to delete this. So this is going to remove that widget. And we will drag and drop into home search again, our other widget. Now there's no need to go in and refresh the wrapper cache because this is actually displayed on the primary domain. So this has shrunk it down quite a bit, so now it's now available for people to just type in a name and be able to perform a search. If you wanted those advanced filters, you can do that as well, which will give them price and then beds and baths to add in there as well. All right. Next one here, we will add a widget into, I think I have it put in the middle left is what this one is. So it's going to give a little bit of gap. So there's home top, which we can put something up there if we wanted. We can let's throw a carousel widget in there. I think I have one. Okay, I think I did IDX Eugene just listed. So let's go take a look at this. We should be able to drag and drop. Should be applying it. And again, this is adding it to the primary domain, so we should be able to refresh. And it should apply our carousel widget. Taking some time to load. Okay, now it looks like it's added it in here, so now the carousel will come through. And then you can add as many widgets in these areas as you want. Another option is to add a map search widget. This particular theme does have a map area that you can embed the map. We can throw that down towards the bottom on this particular one, which is going to be the home bottom map. This is a platinum only feature, so keep that in mind. If you have signed up for an account or looking to sign up for an account, you can have a map search that you can add directly to this. And I think mine is this one. We will find out for sure. And again, we'll Control F5 to hard refresh, and we should be seeing the map pull in on the very bottom. All right, and so down in this portion of it, our map is now available, so you can drag and drop or drag and move the area location you want and be able to see listings by area. You can also change the layers if you want to have it be just a map. Your client can do it here, or in your default settings, you can also adjust whether you want it hybrid, map, or satellite only. So you do have additional widget areas that you can apply a couple of things if you wanted to, depending on your personal preferences of where you want it. You can put in communities, add images, and then hyperlink that over to a results landing page if you choose. You've got many different options on that. For this particular webinar, I'm going to show you basically, so we've added widgets. We're going to show you how to add pages up into your navigation menu. So go back into your WordPress dashboard. So if you go in and create any new pages in IDX Broker, so any saved links, predefined searches, I've got a few in here. Keep in mind, whenever you create any of these pages, you do need to go in and refresh your API, and it'll pull over all of those pages that are in there, widgets that are in there right directly for you. So if you create pages and you don't see it automatically inside your WordPress plugin, make sure you go in there, refresh it, it'll pull those over for you. So inside of our WordPress dashboard, we want to go into our appearance section, and then we're going to go into the menus. Okay, so I've already, this is my top right main that we've got here. I've already got property search in there, communities, about, contact, and email sign up. So this one here is a particular custom link is all I did just so that I can get the name to appear up there. And then we're going to go down to the IDX pages that we have. We'll do view all. So these are all the pages that you saw inside the saved links, which is the 2-mile radius. And then I had Junction City homes for sale. And then I have Northeast Eugene. So I've got a few different areas that I've applied. So we're actually going to go in and grab all of those that we want to pull over. So we're going to do Junction City, Northeast Eugene, and West Eugene. I think those are the only ones that I mainly have for that one. So we're going to click Add to Menu. So this is going to dump it over and just drop them anywhere. We're actually going to have to drag and drop and put them into like a drop down off of communities. So we're going to take Junction City, we'll move it up underneath the communities column. So you'll see you got two different areas. If you drop it right underneath on the left-hand side, it's going to add it across the navigation bar, making the navigation bar pretty far and possibly layering it 2 and 3 times. So if you want to be able to hover over communities and have a drop-down menu of all your communities, we're going to take and drag it just a little bit to the right and make it a drop-down. So now we're going to go grab these other two, and we want to make them a drop-down of communities. Okay. Now, if you wanted to do a drop-down within a drop-down, so if, for instance, if you throw Junction City homes for sale, and then you do from 100 to 300 page, and then you do a page for 300 to 500, make that a page, and another one for like 700 and up, you can create additional drop-downs basically within its own self. So we're going to keep it just under the community section for now, though. And then we're going to do the same thing with the West Eugene homes. We'll bring it up, and we'll drop it right in there. So we're going to save our menu. Okay, and we do not need to refresh the plugin quite yet because we're not fully done. So now we're going to go over here. You can see there's no drop-down menus. We're going to hit the refresh, and there it is, has added our IDX pages. So now, since I have not applied this to the wrapper pages, you'll see that the communities has not shown up on any IDX Broker page, any of those pages with the wrapper, because we did not go in and refresh it. But I'm not going to do that quite yet because we're going to want to go in and add our property search, and we want to make those drop-down menus for the available search pages. So we'll go back to the front page. Again, the menus are available now. But now we're going to go back over here and we're going to find all of our search pages that we want to add to it. So we want to add in an address, advanced search, basic search. We'll do listing ID, map search. I think that'll work right there. So we're going to add to menu. Again, it'll just drag and drop them in here. So now we want to drag these up inside property search. So we'll slide these on up. And we want to make this in a drop-down menu under property search. So when you hover over property search, you have the ability to search any of those. And we'll go grab all of these additional ones. And then I'll also show you, just so you have an example of what it will look like, we're going to take listing ID and we're going to drop that off of basic, just so you can kind of see what it looks like inside that drop-down menu. Okay, so that is saved. We're going to go back here. If it doesn't show up, we're going to have to hit Control F5 to refresh it. And now we'll have our drop-down menus. So now you'll see it's created a sub-menu off of this drop-down. So now it goes basic search or over here to listing ID. If you did that on accident, you didn't mean to, you can always go back in here, drag it right back underneath it, save your menu, and we're going to refresh, and now it pulls them all directly underneath that for you. All right, so now if we go to one of these, so we're going to recognize our property search communities. Those are not available. So we want to refresh. So we're going to do it on both spots just to make sure. We're going to refresh our plugin options here. But we also want to go into our wrapper. And we're going to clear the wrapper cache. This will enable, so once we go back and do a refresh, all of this drop-down menus should show up for property search and communities on all of our IDX Broker pages. So now when we switch, all communities and everything for any IDX Broker page now applies to all of that. So that's going to cover as far as integrating and adding any widgets, anything into the navigation menu. Is there a few questions that I can cover right now? In the meantime, I can kind of do this with you guys here. So we're going to go into preferences, save links. We're going to just create a new one. We'll do this off of a basic search. And we're just going to add Springfield in here for us. We're going to do any list price. We're just going to do a general one. So we're going to do next step. We're going to name this page Springfield Homes for Sale. Okay. And we're going to save and manage these links. Okay, and so keep in mind now, once you create this, now you want to go back in here and you're going to see, let's see here, in our menus, we're going to go down to our pages. And you're going to see that that Springfield one is not in here quite yet. So it would be right in here. So what you want to do is you want to go back to your IDX Broker, click on this. We're going to refresh our plugin. So we're going to refresh that API. So now it's talking back and forth with each other. And when we go back into our menus, we'll go take a look at our pages here. and you'll see that it pulled over Springfield Homes for Sale right away. If we wanted to, we'll add that to menu. And then we'll take and drag this right inside here. And when we get done, we'll do the save menu. And when we add this, we'll go back and refresh this page. And Springfield Homes will be there. Now keep in mind when you do go to an IDX Broker page, because we did not reset that wrapper, Springfield, oh, this one did happen to do it. So when we refreshed the API, it actually applied it for us. Got lucky on that. Let's say if you have navigation and you want to change the lineup up here, that's going to be very simple, just the same way that we were doing it before. So let's move email sign up page before the about section. And then we'll move about on the very, very end. We'll save our menu. We're going to go back to our main website, and now it's switched email sign up and put about on the far side. Very easy, basically a drag and drop system. Now with WordPress, it's getting a lot easier for people. Very, very good. Got a question here. Let's see, I have a partnership with Snap, but also a website. Do I need to have two different API keys? Snap is currently under development. So Snap is a developer partner of ours. They actually create a third-party native app in the Apple market. I believe in the Android market too as well. I don't believe that you will need a second API key. They should be able to work with just the one. You might just want to double check with those guys, but I don't recall that they need to have a second API. Is there any other questions I can answer with anybody? You bet. All right, I see no other questions coming in, so I want to thank everybody for coming out. This will be recorded and posted to our YouTube channel. It should take typically about 24 hours, and we'll have it up there for you. Have a great afternoon.